Welcome, everyone, once again to Wednesday Night Shooting. We've been gone for a minute, but we're back in the saddle. I am your host, Tonya Rodgers, here with the exasperated Andrew M. Swift.
Ooh,
Yay!
exasperated. I don't know. I mean, I was about to be like, I don't know if that's accurate. And be like, yeah, it's probably about accurate. Exasperated, I think, is a little more intense than what I'm feeling. It's just kind of like, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think exasperated was like a last night I don't know. Every once in a while it comes out, but right now we're in good moods. Weirdly, I don't know what that is about.
Well, see, I've been in a good mood probably after Roman technically beat Brock,
Oh
but he
yeah,
didn't beat Brock. And
yeah.
I was,
It doesn't make
yeah,
the rule forever. The rule literally forever has been both feet hit the floor.
they said it several times before the ending.
Yeah, both feet hit the floor,
Whose
but
feet hit the floor?
it was definitely Roman's feet that hit the floor for it. Didn't make a whole lot of sense.
And then, like, I was watching Botchamania, and they showed it, and they did a graphic underneath, and they were like, "Holy shit! Look at this insane bump they did for this bullshit." And I was like, exactly. Roman could have broken his fucking neck. And they asked him to do that. That was not Roman and Brock's idea to do that spot. That was the genius's idea.
Yeah. What the hell? Uh, am I on my own? Oh shit. Well, how about that? So I don't have the YouTube link open. So I don't know who all is listening. Hold on here. I'll tell you what, folks. It's kind of nuts. Because I have not been watching a whole lot. I'm trying to get my shit. All right, now it's here we go. Yeah, I haven't been watching full. Oh, are you back? Are you coming back now?
Okay.
Did you disappear? You disappeared there for a second.
No, that was like the server. I don't know.
Oh,
It's gonna be one of those nights.
it's gonna be
I'm
one of
being
those nights.
see.
Yeah.
I'm being sabotaged. I knew it when I named this show "Be Best," and literally in the description there's "fuck Donald Trump." So
I just saw it because I just pulled up the YouTube link. I just saw it and I
so
was laughing.
for everyone listening, like this has literally never happened to me hosting the show.
Yeah.
It is happening now. So the conspiracy is real.
Conspiracy. Yeah, for real. Absolutely. I was about to
Okay.
I was like, I don't know who's listening and I haven't watched anything. So this is not gonna be much of a show with that.
I know, right? Okay. But if I do drop out again, I'm going to try to quickly get back in.
All right.
All right. So where we're at is that everybody is going batshit insane now. Like the Roman Empire is a shambles. We we are starting to eat ourselves from the inside out. And I know they're like the empire is strong, but no, there are some people on the fringes that we as the empire, and I can speak with full confidence because I am a general. I have several soldiers in the empire. So we ready to kick some of these other people out who are a little too trust the processy. Like, how can you still say trust the process or W? How could you still sing Vince's praises or talk about him fucking with fans? Like, he's fucking with us too. He's fucking with all of the fans. You haven't noticed. It's not just the Roman haters or trolls or whatever you want to call them. He's fucking with all of us. And we all deserve better. And there's no other narrative to spin here other than Vince done fucked up. And we need to stop arguing with each other. But it's beyond anything you could have ever said about this man push has been said. Please believe that. It's already been said. It has been written. I'm waiting, like, it's been said by the fans, but like I'm waiting for the insiders to start talking. Nobody's talking now because it's still happening. And I know people are like, Roman's young, he's only 32. He's not John Cena. He keeps telling y'all that. I'm waiting for him to be like, you know what? I'm ready to stop doing this. And when he stops doing, that's where I'm gonna be pestering. Like, so where's that book at? Where's that tell-all? You got a story to tell. I need to read it from your mouth because, like, I don't know how he keeps it together. If I was him, I would have to lock myself in a room just by myself and like scream for like an hour at least, nonstop. No, not sentences, just guttural screams. It's just confusing, and there's no rationalization of this other than Vince fucked this up. And he is not going to fix it. He has made it clear that he is not going to fix it. And he is desperately begging for somebody else to like take old boy out in the back and put him out of his misery. Somebody else has to fix this. It's not going to be Vince. Like either Roman quits or the fans give up or Triple H pulls a coup and takes over the company. But as long as Vince is booking him and as long as Roman is here, this is what's going to happen. Period. Now he has him against Jinder Mahal, which is like, I'm gonna have to sit and watch like the worst male wrestler on the roster get cheered and praised over Roman Reigns. And I'm just going to laugh. I've been laughing my ass off since Roman started this uncrowned Universal Champion bullshit. It's funny. I know I'm usually mad or pet, but this is a joke. I'm sorry. The Empire might hate me. I love Roman Reigns, the wrestler. Roman Reigns, the character, is a fucking joke. There's no easy or simple fix. He's going to be fine. He's going to make a lot of money. I want to say he's going to be putting on great matches, but like if they keep putting him against these motherfuckers, I don't know. That's looking bleak at this moment. But financially, he'll be straight. But to me, the part that really gets to me is like, no matter what happens, if his push stops tomorrow or things magically change, his career is going to be defined by this. And I don't think he ever got a fair shake, and it kind of sucks. And it's always going to be a shoulda, coulda, woulda. And it's sad because then I look at other wrestlers who aren't as talented, who aren't as passionate, who aren't as interested in getting not just themselves over. There's a lot of wrestlers who get themselves over. But it's amazing to me. Roman Reigns seems like the last person he thinks about getting over when he is out there is himself. He wants to get his opponent over, whatever bullshit the company's trying to push over, then himself. And there's very few wrestlers that I see that in. And it's just a shame that he's really not going to be allowed to live up to his full potential. It's sad. It sucks. But like, there's nothing left for this but jokes. I have nothing left. So I would like to talk shit about Charlotte now. Is that okay?
I want to say one thing about Roman is that when I saw on Twitter that Jinder, I don't even know. I didn't even see anything of that match, whatever. He interfered or whatever and beat up Roman or something, or stopped Roman from winning or whatever happened. When it was Jinder that came in, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty hyped about this because now if like, I don't think he would, but like if the line is scripted where Roman says something a little bit sketchy or whatever, the crowd would be like, that was racist or whatever. So like we might get a good message out of this accidentally because of the ridiculous crowds like hatred towards Roman, you know. But other than that, yeah, it's just so depressing. Like when you said this is how it's going to be, you know, as long as Vince is in charge, it's like yes, that's true, and that doesn't really make me want to watch at all. Like, you know, like it just sucks. It's just sucking the life out of the show. You know, it just sucks the life out of the show. Like it's like every show now kind of has the feeling like whenever Roman's on, you know, appears, it's like you just have that carryover feeling from what you felt at the end of WrestleMania. It's just like, yeah, this is just terrible and bad and not fun, and I don't enjoy this, you know. And the guy's a great worker, but it's like I can't even enjoy that anymore, you know. It's just like so aggravating. And you know, this is how it, like it's not like they couldn't have made him. All they would have had to do is just had the dude win a lot starting in 2015.
Book him strong. Yes.
In 2015, when people were like on his ass, just have him win a lot. Just have him go over a bunch of people and like not fuck around. And like you will convince a lot. First of all, you'll get all of his fans to be super intense. So they'll be super loud. You'll win over a lot of people just by strong booking, which we'll get to in a second. And the, you know, when you add those two factors together, the people who hate him will hate him a little bit less, and some of them will come around on his work, and some of them will just be drowned out because there'll be excitement around the guy instead of it being like apathy or we want to like this guy and we like this guy, but you're kind of crushing our hearts so we can't get too invested in him, you know. And then the only thing left is people just booing. So like it wasn't hard to do. All you had to do is make the dude win a lot. But and it's like that's how you get someone over in the industry literally for all of history.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. But yes, we can move on to
this kind of ties in.
Oh, it definitely ties in.
Someone was saying Charlotte and Roman are the same. Bullshit. Charlotte steals people's heat.
Yeah.
Roman is a heat-seeking missile. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck what you think about Braun. Yeah, he would have been over. He wouldn't have been as over if he hadn't been not ever finished with Roman. Let's please stop telling these fairy tales. Who is Roman push hurting other than the fans in Roman? It's really Brock. They don't want Brock to lose to anyone.
Which is dumb. Like, what's the purpose with Brock then, you know?
I don't know. Like an outright experiment?
Be paid way too much money and show up 10 times a year, maybe, you know? Wrestle 3 matches a year, maybe.
Give a fuck and maybe one of those matches.
Maybe
one of those matches.
Yeah.
It's just silly. It's dumb. And Roman is the scapegoat. He's the proxy. Mm-hmm. He's the proxy for everything that's wrong with WWE. And he's the proxy because Brock's push, he's shielding Brock's push with his push. Like, and that's ridiculous. I want to be able to move on from this. This is stupid. It's literally stupid.
It's yeah.
Like, it's, you have guys like Samoa Joe who, honestly, if it wasn't for him dunking on Roman, nobody would have cared because he talks very well. He gets in the ring and it fizzles. And if it was against anyone other than Roman, he would be a blowhard because all he does is talk, talk, talk. But he loses.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets tired after 5 minutes in the ring.
Yeah, his body is gone. Like,
yes,
you know,
he is done. He might pull out some things here and there, but he is done. Jeff Hardy is done. Why the fuck is he United States champion? The fuck is wrong with his company?
Yeah, why is there like a Hardy Orton Benjamin like feud going on? That shit could have happened 10 years ago, you know?
Nobody gives a shit about that. They are taking TV time away from shit we actually want to see. To put a feud between you failed Shelton Benjamin 10 fucking years ago. It's too late. It's too late. He's enhancement talent. Stop trying to give him the mic like we give a fuck what he got to say. Like, honestly, wait, this is buffoonery and clownery I'm seeing on my since WrestleMania. I have peeped in. I've not watched a full show yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This so I can't. I just flip it back on to something else, or mute the TV. Like I will have it on and I'll mute it, and then I'll look up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's still on this.
See, I've gotten to the point where I don't even like have it on. I just go back like the next day. Like I hear what was good or whatever, or or something I like a match I want to watch, and then I like find I'll find some internet site or whatever and pull it up and be like, I'll watch these 22 minutes of the show, and like that'll be it. Like that's literally how I've taken in basically since like the the shakeup whatever episode, even like since the shakeup episode. Like those 2 episodes, since then I have not watched more than like half of a show, if that. It's just I don't know. It's just I think for a lot of people that main event in New Orleans just sucked the wind out of the whole. I think it was either Dylan. I think it was Dylan Hales who said it, and he was just like the Mania main event, like killed my interest in the company in a way that like he can't even really explain. It just like sapped his interest totally, just how it happened and the result and everything for the last several years that we thought we were going to be like, all right, we can move on now, and it's just no, we can't, so it's just like, all right, that's it. It just kills people, and they've done that for a lot of people. I think, I mean, judging by the ratings for the Monday night show this week,
and SmackDown was not.
Was SmackDown really bad too? Like I didn't see their numbers.
I thought it was 2.2. I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's the lowest it's been all year.
Yeah. Well, Raw dropped like a ton of. I mean, like
shit ton.
Woo, like 1 million plus, like 1,300 or some shit. Because it was kind of up there the last couple of weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, that is quite a sign. Like holy shit.
I just like it's ridiculous. And to get on to like Carmella looks better for having beaten Charlotte twice than Charlotte looks for defeating Asuka, who was unfucking defeated.
Yeah.
Asuka worked the dark match.
Dark match, yeah, I saw that
this week. And people were like, well, if she had to come up with the streak, she wouldn't have ever been seen as important. It wasn't Asuka that was important. It was the streak.
It was a streak that could get fed to Charlotte. Yeah.
It literally could have been Liv Morgan in this spot. And it would have made Vince. Vince actually probably would have preferred if Liv Morgan had to come up with Asuka's booking.
Mm-hmm.
Job done. I don't have to redo the fuckery pause, but Vince, like, there has been a concerted effort during this revolution to bring back the Divas division with a vengeance. Like, I love Nia, but they have her working the Roman Reigns special sell when you shouldn't be selling, and then come back and do the quick offense and win.
Which is insane. She's selling to somebody who's literally, she has like, what, 130,
100 and
120,
170 pounds.
150 pounds on, and like a foot and a half. And it's like, why are you selling at all? It makes no sense. The only thing that should be happening in that match is Lexi running around like like a mad hatter, like dodging offense, but getting in very minimal offense and then just getting murdered. It's just insane. Like, I saw a tweet from, it was actually a tweet from like last month, but I just found it in my timeline, or I was looking on somebody's timeline earlier today, and it was like, man, it's a shame that AJ Lee didn't have a podcast about like the line was about like making Charlotte look strong, but you say the same thing with Alexa, because it's like her booking is insane. Like, she should be like a wily heel cheating like nonstop, but instead she's just going toe to toe for people, and it's ridiculous. It's just insulting. Like, we can see what this is, and it's just it doesn't make any sense. Like, even against someone like Sasha, who's also very, very little, like Sasha has much more physical intensity, and yet somehow Alexa's working over. It's just the dumbest thing. It's
It
so
is.
dumb.
It's very stupid. And
And our boy Vidance was talking to me. He was like, it's weird that like on both shows, it's like, I mean, Lexi isn't the champ right now, but like she was for a very long time, and she was champ on SmackDown for a very long time before that, and now Carmella's champ on SmackDown, and it's like two blonde women who can talk but can't wrestle worth shit. You know, like, that's pretty much it. Those are your championship options, or a cousin of The Rock. It's just like, that's it. Like, when you got so much talent in your
so
division,
much talent. It's
and it's just like,
ridiculous.
wow, okay, all right. I guess I see what's going on here.
And we will be remiss to talk about the Diva special match of the week. Whoever
Oh yeah.
whoever agented this match, you are the Fuckamu of the week. And I'm gonna tell you why. I remember the Diva special. At least a bitch music played to distract the person who was getting rolled up. Like, Mandy Rose pull out that roll up like that was her finisher. Like, out of nowhere, a roll up takes out Becky Lynch. A basic ass, not even like a fun Cesaro roll up, a
Oh
basic
yeah.
ass roll up. I'm like, who? Nah, y'all tripping. What am I watching? Who did this? It's like they thought about having a match, because it was going a little back and forth, and then they were like, "Psych, 1, 2, 3, match is over." I'm like, y'all shitting me, right? I just can't. Like, there's too much talent on this roster. What is going on? And what's so funny is that we complain and shit, but their stock is like the highest it's ever been in ever. So fuck us. If they don't even need us, they can just, go to another country and get paid $65 million for one fucking show, and they're set. So
feel like that was my lead in. Were we done talking about Char? We done shit talking about Char?
No, we can never be done talking shit about Charlotte.
I tell you what, I have seen it in the last couple of days. It's like, at least on Twitter, it hasn't hit crowds yet, but at least on Twitter, people are fucking fed up with her booking. Like, straight fucking fed up. She has one good performance a year, like, great match Mania, when you're getting somebody's 500 and 600 day undefeated streak broken.
Right.
That's awesome. That's good for you. You can put out a good performance. You can put out a little pretty Spanish fly or moonsault or whatever, you know. She still can't. She never sells worth shit. She cannot sell at all. She's a horrible, horrible seller. She needs to stop doing her chops because I don't care who her daddy is. Her chops are so bad. Like, yeah, it's put out one good performance a year, and then you can run roughshod over literally everybody. Like, why even call people up from NXT? Like, you could have kept Billy and Peyton down. Just give them a pay raise to just do cool things in NXT and be over. You know, just be over and do national shows and do takeovers and have a title reign that you should have had, and you know, like make it interesting. But you know, what's the point? You just get called up. Like poor Ember gets called up and she doesn't even get to do anything because she's not even on the same show as Charlotte. So she doesn't even get to push Char over. So she gets nothing, you know? Like, I mean, she's in the Money in the Bank match or whatever, but like she's been up for what, a month, and she's done very, very little and been basically a bit player essentially. It's like, why? Like, I wish all that talk about like NXT being like the third brand was actually true, and then you could just keep people there when you realize that no one's gonna get used well on the main roster, you know. So I don't know, it's very frustrating. It's super frustrating, and I don't know. It just saps your will to watch. You know, it really does. It really does.
I can't say that I've cared about the SmackDown division. Like the moment they formed the welcoming committee for Charlotte.
Good God.
I kind of checked out. And then
I'll tell you what.
Naomi lost to Natty.
Oh, okay. I tell you what, you remember I was in Barclays that night and I just fucking got up and walked away. That was when I walked away. I was just like, I need to go walk on the concourse for a little bit, and I almost missed the start of Sasha Alexa because I was drinking on the concourse like a madman. I was like, I can't believe they did that bullshit. I was fucking furious.
The crowd was like, when Natty won, the crowd was like, oh, really?
Are we sure? Like that's
like we thought this was like, you know, one of those transitional
exactly.
matches. The champion just comes in and dominates. What the fuck?
Yeah, nope, not at all. That was insane. I don't know. They've kind of sapped all my energy out. Like I don't have any excitement anymore, which is why I don't watch.
This makes me believe, like, and I know I was just putting it all on Vince for Roman, but it's not completely 100% on Vince. It's everything is mostly on him. But to me, it just seems like those who pretend to be progressive in the company, who are in positions of power, and they speak about inclusion, but then it seems like all the women who are getting pushes are white, blonde women. And you have like in Sasha and Naomi, you have two women of color. And Naomi, her gimmick is like dripped in the gay pride movement. You could push these women and actually be progressive, or you could just come up with some catchphrases and act like you're progressive. But you know, the old white man's in charge, so it's all his fault. Don't look at us.
Right. Well, you know, it comes back to what Steph infamously said during that one marketing like talk she gave or whatever, that like philanthropy is like the new way to get like a brand over or whatever. So like this faux progressivism, like they've realized they can make money just being like, hey, women, but like that alone, since they've like been such a misogynist company for decades, like that alone gets them credit. But they have never really had the thought of like, hey, people of color too, like that. They have not ever really been like, we can make money off that, because they don't think they can. which is bullshit, but that's where their heads are at, so yeah, so like a female of color, like you were, come on, unless you were actually Eddie Guerrero's daughter, you were never gonna be the face of that division. Let's be real.
Right.
Which is such a fucking shame.
And even then, if she was Eddie Guerrero's daughter, it's kind of questionable because he wasn't white. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But she'd have a better chance. I'll say if she was like, if she was Rick's other daughter from God knows whoever, like maybe. But still, possibly. Still Charlotte is the tall blonde, so it doesn't matter. Like it comes back to like that match in San Jose that Sasha and Charlotte had in 2015, I want to say, before Mania or whatever. And Vince was there and he was like, wow, I really get it. Well, this is awesome. But like the only thing he saw was the tall blonde girl. That's all he saw in that match.
That's all he saw.
That's all he saw. And it's like, there you go. Like it makes sense why these people gave $1 billion to Trump and, Vince's wife serves in the cabinet,
Exactly. It's the same kind of bullshitty. You don't give us the truth. You give us the best information you have at the time. And that's what you tell people. It's so hard through the lens. Like, just to be real, in Trump's America, it is so hard for me to look at things not in the lens that through race because of who I am. So, like now, I totally resent, especially since the Hall of Fame, 3 wrestlers. I don't say anything, but I fucking saw them laughing. And the fact that one of them who was giggling, Braun Strowman, his gimmick, I'm sure he has no fucking clue where Get These Hands originated from. But that's from my culture, my people. And that little, body slamming Democrats, bleeding heart liberals, the others. But yo, Get These Hands though. He doesn't even punch people that much. Like, am I tripping? That bothers me. It does. I know it's petty, but it's like he don't punch people, and then he using a black person. Like, there's so much in entertainment, in the history of entertainment, of black people creating something and then a white face being put on it so it can be more marketable, approachable, accessible. It goes back to Jesse Williams' speech at the BET Awards a couple of years ago, and it still rings true. They want to be us, but also get rid of us. And so when I watch my entertainment, I see shit and I just can't. It is impossible for me to enjoy AJ Styles anymore.
Yep.
I don't care how good he wrestles. He fucking voted for Donald Trump. He supports this man. He agrees with this man. I can't fuck with him. Period. I hope a couple of times Shinsuke actually did hit his balls. At least a few times. It's like, well, if you feel that way, why don't you stop watching WWE? I would have to literally quit my job. Who the fuck do you think employs me? A Trump supporter. I would have to literally leave this country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think who you work for, the stores you go to, it's very few people on that list. And they're all culpable and this shit every day is something else. It's and you try to pay attention to your entertainment, and then they get people to attack you through your fucking entertainers too. So it's just like I can't be that serious about WWE because there's some actually serious shit going on. Hate crimes have risen. White people are just getting guns and killing people who look like me and my children. And the president is such a fucking coward. He won't even speak about it because he fucking incited it. So if I want to laugh because Roman's going to face Jinder, like, fuck it. Let Jinder get over and make him some money. Who gives a fuck? You know, it's not that serious. None of this is that serious. I just wish it didn't fucking suck. Like, it should be entertaining. The world fucking sucks right now. Why does my wrestling have to also suck? And remind me of how fucking sucky the world is. So, like, we're all just trying to be best. That's not even a complete, like, statement. There needs to be another, like, be your best. Be the best. What kind of fucking bullshit is be best? And then, I'm sorry, I'm getting really political, but I just can't believe you waited however long to come up with this, and all you did was Xerox Michelle Obama's exact plan. Once again, they keep doing this to people of color. Do you see? Do you see what we have to deal with? I just want my Samoan fucking king to be the champion and beat all these fucking Trump supporters' ass. Is it because he married a black woman? I need to know. And then, like, people talk, they done already fucked over Bobby Lashley. It's over. Cancel. And did you see what they did?
I heard about that. I have not watched the video.
You know, you need to go watch that video. Can you need to see? He is literally sitting there talking about how his sisters used to punk him out when he was a little boy.
It's what? Why?
How they used to tie him up and beat him with broomsticks. Like, I want to meet his sisters.
Right? Right. Seriously. Now put them over. Like, they sound lit, you know? But like, you signed this guy however many months ago, like, or knew you're bringing him back however many months ago, and like, this is what you have? Like, that really? You know? Like, wow, okay. All right. That's not a lot of planning going on, you know?
No. And it's just, like, I say it's a post-guy era. The best you can hope for your favorite is to be a top guy. Mm-hmm. And they will fuck that all up like they did for Seth Rollins for a long time. But, like, the Shield reunion worked. People are shitting on the Shield reunion. Didn't nobody give a shit about Seth. When Burn It Down first started, they were making a joke. Now arenas explode
for it, yeah.
Because he got back with the Shield. People remembered why they liked him in the first place. And then he got another opportunity on his own, and he rose to the occasion. And, like, to see Seth, I know some people still don't want to let go, but, like, I need to see happy stuff. And Seth Rollins right now is, like, my little happy place. Now, I don't know, you probably didn't see Seth Rollins versus The Miz. That might be, like, a match of the year contender when it's all said, especially how, like, fucking awful WWE in-ring this year seems to be. You know, like, we're, like, almost at the halfway point and not a lot of bangers from the main roster, just to be honest. But that match, like, I had been feeling so bad, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch it. That match, like, I felt like, holy shit, this is why I fucking watched this.
Mm-hmm.
This right here. And I was so glad that they gave me that. So, like when people like, Backlash was the worst, I'm like, shit, Backlash, those two kind of have, like, yeah, I can keep, it's not that bad. You know, I can keep watching, you know, every once in a while. peek in here and there because it was awesome. And like people, if you still talk shit about the Miz, you're just clueless. I don't know what to say to you. You can't be redeemed because that was two men going out there and just pulling out a fucking awesome banger. And people were talking about how terrible the crowd was. They were into Bailey versus Ruby Riott, and they were into this match. So it wasn't the crowd. WWE killed that crowd because they put on Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, and what they didn't do was have Nia should have just ripped her little Barbie head off and called it a night, and then ate a sandwich after the match. Like fuck it. Like seriously, like who the like I love the. That's another thing. Lost in all the way what they're doing with Nia is the message that she's putting forth. What she said after that match. Somebody, little kids, even grown-ups, grown-ass people needed to hear what she said. So I like that aspect of it. They don't know how to book like a beautiful big ass Samoan woman who's body positive and confident of it. Come on, are you kidding me?
If you're if you're gonna like book her to say the inspirational speech after, have her fucking dominate. Have her kick ass and look badass doing it, and then like, wow, she's awesome, she's cool. Then people are receptive to it rather than her selling for a tiny person, a tiny bad wrestler. Like, if you have her look awesome, then people will be like, yeah, we're into her. Like, we're gonna. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yes. They're like through this storyline, through this prism, this character that Nia has become, I have become a fan. And they are still like, I'm still like, huh? Why can't you just have her beat this girl?
Are you there? Did we lose you?
I'm back.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's too late, Trump. I already buried you. You should have got me like 10 minutes. But like, no, not Alexa. Everybody, she's not a wrestler. They need to stop with that. It's ridiculous.
It's right. She's really. Also, I saw a tweet from Buddy Murphy, where he was like talking about. It sounded like they're still together. So yeah, just have her be a manager again. Like, have her be Zelina. Like, seriously, like, you wrestle every once in a while, but she's very bad in the ring, and she makes everyone else look really shit.
Yeah.
Because the way they book her, it kills your faces. And usually that's not what you want to do. I know that's the precedent that's been set the last couple of years in the women's division, is you always should kill your face whenever possible, but usually that's not what you're supposed to do.
It's like, it's just ridiculous. Like, everybody just because you're in the wrestling business don't mean you should wrestle. And Jim Cornette was in the wrestling business forever. He had like matches to put people, but he was not a serious wrestler. Nobody ever gave him a championship. He probably would never took one. Like, what the fuck they got managers wrestling? Carmella is a manager. People came at me so hard. Did you see my tweet about Carmella?
Something about wrestles like a diva. Like she wrestles like a diva.
2007, and people were like, blah blah this, and I was like,
diva stands came at you.
Well, first of all, some of them, because my picture on Twitter is Alexa Bliss dunking on Bailey. The reason why I have that is because I dunk on Bailey's on Twitter all the time, so I'm going to keep that picture. But like, they were like, Alexa can't wrestle. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you say about Alexa Bliss. Sasha Banks is my favorite female wrestler, so, and she can wrestle, so like, I'm still not lying. Like, she's terrible. She wrestles like with a woman who wasn't trained and is limited on what she can. Like they tell her, don't punch like a man, Carmella. Just slaps. Nothing but slaps for you. Like I don't get it. She no. No. Why do they like they have so many I don't know. We could spend so much time wondering why
Yeah.
the workers
Forever and ever and
are
ever.
not getting pushed. It's ridiculous. Like, oh Jesus.
It all comes down to the people making the decision on who to push don't have the same view of the world or what matters as a wrestler as we do. Like that's what it comes down to. They don't see the same things. They put other things being way more important rather than natural talent or whatever. So that's what it is, and that's what it'll be for however many years more, And it's a bummer, but that's where we're at, and like I hope at this point, I don't think anybody listening to our show at this point still has hope that things will get better. Things will not get better. There will be good moments, but it will be mostly agitating and frustrating until there's a changing of the guard. And even then, there'll probably still be a lot of shit that's agitating and frustrating, but I don't know. It's just don't have hope and take what you can. Like that's my advice, which is so depressing, but that's where it is, Like what else? Like I'm actually very happy like not watching shows live is working out for me very well because if I had watched like that opener, that Seth Rollins Miz, opener for Backlash, I would have stuck around for at least a couple more hours. Not necessarily the whole show, but at least a couple more hours. But the fact
and you would have been disappointed.
Exactly. And the fact that I was like, oh, that's good. I was like out and I was out in Williamsburg and I was like, oh, I'll have to catch up on that tomorrow. And then I saw the rest of the tweets were like, yeah, this show's like the worst show. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is good. I'm out having fun. That's why I work from home. I can pop this shit on tomorrow, random time. And that's what I did. And it was like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. And there it was, So
it's yeah. They keep trying to get me to come back to the network. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't like this is how bad it's gotten. You know me, I'm the house show girl. I'm like, WWE sucks, but the talent is so great. I get it. I saw the headliner for my show this year is Roman versus Jinder. I'm not paying. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't care. I am not paying money to see my favorite wrestler wrestle the worst male wrestler in the company.
Yeah.
Period. Not doing it.
No. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the TakeOver Brooklyn tickets go on sale Friday. And like usually I'd be like, of course I'm definitely, going or whatever. I'm buying floor seats. It's TakeOver. It's always TakeOver's never disappointing or whatever. But I've like am so disenchanted right now. I'm like, I don't know. Do I there? I feel like if the ticket sale had been today, I would not going. But the fact that it was like there's several days between like last night, the annoyance that I saw of everyone else being really annoyed at Twitter, that the thing that I've been annoyed about for almost 3 years now. Like if it was today, it probably wouldn't be going to Brooklyn, which is nuts because I live fucking 25-minute walk from Barclays now, like it's not far at all from me. It's like literally a mile. And I don't know, but I guess I'll go because takeovers are always good, but like there's no enthusiasm. Like I'll be like hyped for takeover when it comes around, but it's just not. It's not the same, And like when I unsubbed last night, like I unsubbed again finally, and I was just like, because I was just like, why? What's the point? Like save myself $10 a month. You know, like if I need to pop money in the bank on, there are ways to pop that on. You know,
Yep.
like what's the point? Like I'm so disenchanted that I'm not even watching like weekly NXT or even like 205 Live or anything. So I'm just like, if I need to, I can go. There are ways on the internet where I can go find basically any match I need to. So,
Yep.
and it feels a little bit better to not be paying money, you know? I don't know. It's just like you can hear it in my voice. There's just not a lot of energy. It's not even that I'm mad. There's just no passion.
Right.
And like that's really and I'm an extremely in case you didn't know, I'm an extremely passionate person in basically every aspect of life. So when I'm feeling very dispassionate about something that I nominally enjoy and am invested and interested in, like that's a sign that something is very, very, you know, wrong with whatever has got me feeling kind of just not even melancholy, just very nonplussed, you know?
I absolutely agree. Well, you know me, I said like as soon as Roman was pinned, I was on the net. Like I'm already on the network.
Oh, for sure.
I'll just flip over to my and cancel
My
this
account. Yeah.
shit. As soon as it happened, like I did not see the aftermath. I didn't see him with his wife. None of that. I was like, I was canceling, and then I was what else did I blocked WWE on Twitter. They are blocked. Because you know, I
That's
follow a
pretty
lot
funny.
of people
Yeah.
who retweet. No, they are blocked. I do not see nothing from them.
That is highly entertaining.
I cannot do it. But the thing that gets me about NXT is it's fun but there's still like the black cloud over it to me.
Yeah.
Like it's always in the back of your head. They're gonna get called up.
They're going to get called up. Yeah, exactly.
It's terrible. Like you should be happy for them. They're going on a bigger stage to make more money. But there's a person there that is not. I don't like. I think that the mission of the company is that the brand comes first. There's nobody bigger than the brand. And no matter who they lose or how many people they lose, the brand can keep on trucking. And at this point, I think they've gotten there.
Yeah.
But it's such an abysmal way of getting there. Like, there has to be a happier medium than this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it feels like a corporate entity. It doesn't feel like art, you know?
Right. Oh God.
It no longer feels like the art form of professional wrestling. It just feels very, and we've been saying this forever, very, very stale and
sanitized, homogenized.
Yeah.
Even the cursing words they're allowed to say,
exactly.
like
bitch
and shit. Ooh.
Bitch and shit. Yeah.
Like
that's, and it's like the only, and even that's like the basically only men can use it. Like Becky called Alexa bitch once, and that was like holy shit, that was awesome. Like that was cool when Becky did it. But otherwise, somebody cutting a "I'm tough" promo in the to start a show, "Ooh, they're a bitch." It's like I'm gonna make you my bitch. It's like I've heard that a million times.
And it's crazy because when they had Roman curse, it's because I've heard him in shoot interviews and how he curses. I'm like, he would have said fuck.
Yeah, he would have gone a little bit out.
Yeah, right. So it's not their words coming out.
Yeah.
It is it's terrible. So I just try to find like that the little happy spot. Seth Rollins is my happy spot, which is weird. This
right?
Is so
Didn't
weird.
Expect it. Didn't expect it.
I appreciate him. I really do. In this moment right now, he is performing at this level, and I get a joy when I see him come out because it doesn't seem like there's any fuckery involved here. This seems honest you know, it's weird because I know it's all a work, but this just seems like unfucked with. Like somebody said, "Okay, kid, go out there and do your thing," and so I get to enjoy it without all the extras. And it's very few things like that. Ronda kind of like when she performed at WrestleMania, Ronda felt like that. But
Yeah.
Ronda as the character, oh my god, like no.
Yeah.
Like don't put her on TV like full time. Like people like she's not gonna be here every week. I'm like, they need to figure out who the fuck she is first.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We don't need her every week. But I think she's gonna she's gonna do something on the European tour. I think it's something like that.
Oh yeah.
But they said she's like gonna start being on TV more. So I'll be excited about seeing what happens with Ronda. And I just like I have to follow like Roman Reigns' career. I'm not gonna watch him every week. I can't do that. But I have to see how this ends. I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I started reading this book. I can't stop in the middle. And we are smack dab in the middle, people. So he might main event Mania next year. Like, and people, I know people right now, they're like, there's no, they're not going to do that. Just don't say I didn't warn you when it happens.
Yeah, that's your warning for Mania. My warning, you know what my warning. My warning
Yes,
for Mania is don't be surprised when Charlotte goes over Ronda. Don't be surprised. I'm warning you right now. In fact, as soon as that betting line comes up, put money on Charlotte. Trust me. Trust me on this one. Like,
you know when you say that, but I'm still gonna be like, no, they're
not gonna do. Why? She has to lose.
I'm gonna be.
She has to lose eventually.
Oh.
Who else would it be? Who else is gonna beat her? In fact, now in this moment, I'm just like, holy shit, this actually is happening. Like, I've been like kidding, but I'm like half serious, but I'm like, no, I'm pretty fucking convinced. Because otherwise, is Ronda just going to go undefeated forever?
And if it's at Mania, Charlotte's never lost.
In the main event?
She's never been pinned at Mania.
In the main event? She got pinned at Mania.
Yeah, she got pinned. Yeah,
Bailey
I forgot. Yeah,
but it was a fatal 4-way. So, you know. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Charlotte's going over. So that's exciting.
Wow. I could definitely see them doing that. And I could definitely see them.
It's all to build. This is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. And they're gonna say that, and it's just patently false. And like, here's the thing: we all know it. Everyone in the locker room knows it's a lie. You know, like nobody in that locker room is like Charlotte is the best. Nobody, and that's why whenever you get these shooting interviews with like Trish Stratus or who she want to work with, Sasha.
They all say Sasha.
You know, like Kairi Sane, who do you want to work with on the main roster? Sasha. You know, like they all say Sasha. None of them ever say Charlotte.
Because they know kicked in the face.
They know she's just gonna go over them and not sell their shit, you know?
And kick them in the face, bruise them up a little bit, rough. Yeah, it's mighty funny how like Sasha was so like sloppy, terrible worker, injury prone when Charlotte was dumping her on her head left and right. And shit.
Yeah.
Hasn't like missed any time since Sasha went to SmackDown, right? I mean, since Charlotte went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, she got over that real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's depressing, but you know,
you have to make a joke about it.
It has, otherwise, it's just too disheartening. You have to you have to see the black humor in it, you know, because otherwise, it's just like, wow, this is just depressing all the way around.
Yep.
You know. Speaking of terrible things, The company ran a show in a foreign country a couple of weeks ago in which women are treated as second class citizens. And it's weird because the company's been making a big hoobadoo in the last couple of years about women's revolution, women's evolution. We're treating women equally now. We're giving them time. We're presenting them as actual competitors, blah, blah, blah. We're moving on from our misogynistic past. And then they abandon that whole premise because somebody waves some dollar bills in their face. And that tells me that we referenced earlier in this show what Steph said a couple of years ago about, philanthropy or whatever, progressivism is good branding. That's really all it is. Because once somebody offered more money, if fucking Saudi Arabia said, we will pay you $50 million if you just don't have women ever. Like there is a sum that WWE would take when they would just scrap their women's division. It would be very high, but there is a sum that they would be like, okay, yeah, that is money that is worth more to us than our division, than our female performers. They would do it. I guarantee you. And that's all you need to know about what this company is. It's all about the money. So when you think they're doing something good, it's by accident because all they're really doing is looking for money. And the argument I've seen some people advance is that, oh, Saudi Arabia is modernizing as a country, and the new ruler, MBS, is he's progressive in female rights, and it's like, okay, so letting women drive as your, like, if letting, okay, I got it, letting women drive in 2018 as your example of as a like a progressive thing is basically like a company deciding in 2016 to call women women rather than a pejorative and derogatory term. That's basically what that quote unquote advancement means. The way to make countries advance their behavior is not by accepting their money and going along with whatever they say. It's if there is something that is so heinous and this country's treatment of its women and other people, but specifically we're talking about women in this sense, is so heinous, the only thing you can do is not accept money for them and not deal with them until they change their behavior. This is like if in 1985 or whatever, and this was an argument actually in this country as well, when certain people were like, we need to engage with apartheid South Africa because then they will modernize and they will be better. And like, if we don't engage with them, whatever, blah, 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 then we don't have any say at the table, whatever. It's funny that was like the reasonable argument used against apartheid, which is what people are now saying about Saudi Arabia in this instance. It's very funny because in reality, the only thing that actually worked against apartheid was the entire world saying, you're fucking awful. We're not going to do any business with you. And then, lo and behold, sanctions and divestment and boycotts worked, and eventually the, South Africans were like, okay, if we want to be a country going forward, we're going to have to end apartheid. And finally, they had some people who were like, realized it and finally let Nelson Mandela out of jail. So like the argument, oh, Saudi Arabia is getting better, like this will help. No, it won't. It doesn't help because you're not putting any conditions on this behavior. All you're doing is taking their money and validating every small little quote unquote reform step they do. That's all it is. And to answer the question, I did not put on GRR at all. I'm not even going to say its name. I did not watch a single second of that show. And I did not even mention it once on Twitter because it's such a slap in the face to what I've been invested in and the performers I've been invested in the company in the last couple of years that I couldn't even with it. And every year they run that show, I will not watch. I can personally guarantee you that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything he said. Just want to add that women in America are still trying to fight for equal rights. Like we know, you know, we don't get beheaded if we have an opinion. However, still very small percentage of rape cases are actually go to conviction in this country. It's still disproportionate in gender pay. So we have to get our shit together. So excusing other countries' bullshit is like I'm kind of cynical. Like corporations are evil. So I don't expect them to be anything but evil. So I wasn't surprised by any of this. I agree with you. There's a price that they if somebody came to them and said, name the price, get rid of all of your uh obviously ethnic wrestlers. Lily White company the very next day. Cause we can absorb this lawsuit. They're paying for it. I agree. I wasn't ever gonna watch it because it's stupid. And the women are the best part of the fucking company. Like, what do you mean? It's not a show if they're not there. So it's icky. And at the same sense, like I just don't want them doing a show in a country like Saudi Arabia. I don't want those women going over there. You know what I'm like? I didn't want the male wrestlers going over there. Like you can get arrested for the dumbest shit. Over so like it's so skeevy. It's like I can't. It's like yeah. So yeah, you're right. It does make you feel better about not giving your money to this company
Right?
more and more,
Yeah.
more and more. 'Cause it's like there's like I would never defend it. Like I understand why they did it. It's business, but I'm not a business fan. I'm a wrestling fan, so I don't give a fuck how much money they made. And obviously, it doesn't matter because they put it on. A lot of people watched it. It was a great success for them. And meanwhile, they're running their workers into the ground, and they probably are paying them like the tiniest percentage of that money. So, ugh, ugh. It's a skeevy business. It
It
is
really
just,
is. Yeah.
God, you're so reminded of it all the time, dude.
I really wish one day Roman would get fed up with this shit and just say, all right, locker room, let's unionize." Just fucking
Like I look. I hope anybody has the guts, but like I don't feel like enough people would have the guts.
yeah, I don't know.
Like Dolph Ziggler is a prime example of like the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are you still in this company? Like you're not needed. You're obviously not needed. It's too bad that I think you're talented enough that you could be successful somewhere else. Like Dolph Ziggler could probably find some work in Hollywood, doing something, paying like at least close to what he's making. He can't be making that much money. You can find you a hustle. That's why, like, you could talk shit about Cody Rhodes all you want, but he was tired of being their joke and being Stardust. He said, "I am more than a fucking jobber with some face paint. So let me go prove that." And like people like, I can't wait till he comes back to I hope he never goes back. I hope Daniel Bryan does not resign. I hope people leave. Like Emma is so successful now. And I see her popping up here and there. She's still taking her vacations and her little, she is still doing her. Like she never stopped. So this company is not the end all be all. And they need competitions from somewhere.
Yep.
Like it's. I know we've had this discussion, but our generation is constantly just waiting for the baby boomers to die,
We really
and
are.
they're still here.
They're still fucking kicking around.
When are they gonna die?
Just go away already. Shit.
They're literally ruining the world now.
Everything.
Every
The
fucking
country, the
thing.
planet, like everything. They fucked it pretty good.
Mm, 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 mm. So, is there any last thoughts you have
Nah.
before we wrap this up?
Nah,
Yeah,
not really.
pretty much. Oh God, it's so sad because like I feel like we're positive people and we like to talk about happy things, but there's
Right.
not like name them. What? So mostly what I do for entertainment now is so sad. I'm way older than I should be in spirit because like I listen to like old school music.
Hmm.
Because like entertainment now I can't do it with most of it.
I mean, I just go out in Brooklyn and get drunk. that's,
I don't like to
that's what
drink,
I
so
do. That's what I do. Shit. I just wander around. It's nice, especially now that it's like getting nice out too. Like it's nice out now, so now I can just go outside to some bar and just text people, "Hey, I'm here. Come through or don't." You know, I'll just sit around and talk to the bartender or look at Twitter or some shit, or someone will show up. Like, you know, whatever. It's
yeah.
great. It's great. There are so many other things to do when you don't spend 5 hours. You know, I guess 6 if you count NXT. You know, every week, just looking at a TV or monitor or something. So much
Yeah.
time. So much
I've
time.
I've gotten back into my writing, so
There you
it's
go.
all right. So I'm actually reading my like I have my favorite character. I'm reading the origin story I wrote for him now. And you heard of the Bechdel test, right?
Yes.
I like I know like in all my other books pass. But like he's like 14 and there's a lot of teenage girls in the book. And I've been reading, I'm like, I don't think this was gonna like I wrote all these girls kind of shallow. And so I want to go back and rewrite it, but then I'm like, how deep are teenagers? Like, am I being wrong? Because teenagers are, from what I remember, pretty fucking shallow. So that's the like dilemma I've been having with my writing. And it's like I'm a woman, but I'm like, am I writing these female characters like good enough? You know what I'm saying? I don't care how I write the men; they're all terrible. But I was like, I need to do better with writing my female characters. So I guess that's where I am in my growth. Cause I wrote this stuff mostly in my 20s. I'm going back and reading like, nah, I should change this up a bit. So that's the fun part about writing. You can always go back and edit and change stuff. But enough about that. We're sorry we don't have anything positive to say. So we probably will be back like around money in the bank time. I don't know. We'll see. But everybody just be best. Bye bye.
Bye.